Hello everyone and welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be ranking UK rivalries in football. So yeah, this is going to be a tier list again, as I've not got a lot of content to do right now, so I'm just relying on tier lists. But yeah, we've got a few rivalries that we're going to put into different tiers. Yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Big little disclaimer, if there's not a rivalry on here that you think should be a rivalry, let me know in the comments and I'll reply to the comment and say what I think of the rivalry. Right, without further ado, let's get into it. So the first rivalry is Bristol Rovers v Bristol City. Now, I don't know a lot about these two clubs. All I know is Bristol Rovers are now in League One and Bristol City's in the Championship. Bristol, you know. But I do think that it is a bit of a derby. I'm going to put it in... It's a toss-up between very good and mid. However, I'm going to leave it in mid, but it has the potential to go up. I just don't know enough about the two teams. So any Bristol Rovers or any Bristol City fans, don't rinse me, alright? I'm not too sure. The next one, Port Vale v Stoke. So obviously, I've experienced Port Vale when they got their promotion to League One, and what a day that was. Port Vale played really well that game. But anyways, it's not about that. It's about the rivalry between them and Stoke. I have a feeling most Vale fans are a little bit Stoke, but I don't know. Because at Wembley there were quite a few Stoke fans in the Vale end. I do know that. But I'm going to put it in mid derby as well with the Bristol Rovers and Bristol City. I don't know too much about it, but you know, I feel like there's a little bit of hatred, but not enough to go into the next tier. The next one is a Premier League derby, the Manchester derby, Manchester City versus Man United. Now, over the years, this derby has become a little bit worse than what it was. I remember being a kid and being absolutely excited for the Manchester derby. I remember going to school, and I just remember the hype around the derby for the whole week. Now, I feel like that's kind of moved on from that. I kind of feel like it's Man City and Liverpool now. But anyways, the Manchester derby is obviously one of the best rivals in the UK. It's not as good as it used to be, but yeah, there's obviously still hatred there. A lot of hatred actually, so yeah, I'm going to put them in the top tier. The next one's a bit of a weird one, Hearts versus Hibernian. Obviously these are two Scottish sides, but I know nothing about this, so I'm just going to put not great, but I don't know. I don't think many Scottish fans are going to be watching this, so it should be alright. The next one, Fulham v Chelsea now. These are both Premier League clubs now, because Fulham are that yo-yo club. They've gone back up this year. They'll probably go down next year, but who knows, we'll see. I don't really see it as a derby, so I'm going to put irrelevant, because it's Fulham v Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea fans would see Fulham as a rivalry, but you never know. The next one, AFC v Charlton. Now, that's a weird one. I would have thought it would be AFC v MK Dons, with their history in that, but I didn't even know AFC v Charlton was a derby, to be fair, so I'm going to put it not great. But an AFC MK derby would move up to very good, so because I know that's a good rivalry. The next one, Blackburn versus Burnley. Now these two sides are going to face each other next season for the first time in a very long time. Burnley have finally gone down to the Championship. It was a long time coming, really. They're financially unstable, really. So it was a long time coming, and they definitely deserved it after sacking Sean Dyche. But the derby, I think is a very good derby. I think there is a lot of hatred between the two clubs, and you will see this season that when they play each other, you will see that. Obviously, the perspective from watching on the telly is nothing compared to being at the games. That's why I love being at the games so much, because you get the real football. You don't just get TV football, you get the real football, and I love that. The next one, Man United versus Liverpool. As I was saying earlier with the Man City, Man United, it's kind of, you know, Liverpool have kind of jumped into these two rivalries. Now, Man United and Liverpool is no doubt the best rivalry in the UK. Let's get that out there. The hatred for these two clubs is honestly unreal. Yeah, it's probably the best. It is the best. Let's just leave it at that. It is the best rivalry in the UK. Now, The next one, Rangers v Celtic. Obviously 2 Scottish teams, but I do know quite a lot about these teams. I would say I prefer Rangers. I have a little bit of Rangers in me, I can't lie. I just love their club. So yeah, but I do know that the Old Firm derby is one of the best derbies in the world, let alone the UK. So I'm putting it in the best rivalry in the UK, as Rangers and Celtic fans hate each other. So yeah, it's definitely in the top tier, no doubt. Next one, Chelsea v Tottenham, London derby. I'm gonna put it in very good. I don't think there's enough hatred between the 2 clubs to put it into the best. But yeah, Brighton v Palace. Now this is a very decent derby actually. Not a lot of people would think Brighton and Palace are derbies because, you know, the distance and stuff like that, but a lot of hatred for the 2 clubs actually. So I'm gonna put it in very good, Brighton and Palace. It's a very good derby actually. The next one is very interesting, Portsmouth versus Southampton. I've got to be careful for what Tom's gonna say about this, but yeah, it is definitely a derby. The hatred is proper, so for that reason I'm gonna put it in a very good derby section. Now the next one, the North London derby. Now this derby is probably one of the most hated derbies in the world. Tottenham fans and Arsenal fans have always despised each other, always. It's only fair to put it in the best rivalry in the UK. It is probably one of the best, if not the best, in England. So yeah, Arsenal versus Tottenham is probably right up there. Plus Arsenal's kind of my Prem team, so like I kind of know a bit about it. Now the next one, Cambridge United versus Peterborough. Now a lot of people think this is not a derby, but it's them people that don't go to the games, that don't see everything. Cambridge and Peterborough is either mid or very good. I'm going to put it in mid, but there is a lot of hatred between the 2 clubs. No one from Cambridge likes Peterborough fans, and no one from Peterborough likes Cambridge fans. So yeah, it is definitely a derby. It's a very underrated derby actually, because we don't really play each other quite often because we're kind of in different leagues quite a lot. But Peterborough finally dropped down, and now we're going to be playing them next season and hopefully get 6 points from them. But we shall see. I'm buzzing to go away. I'm buzzing for them to come home. It's going to be a great day, no matter what. Next one, Exeter v Plymouth. Another derby that is not seen, like not got enough recognition. It is definitely derby, and I'm going to put it in very good actually, because I think Exeter and Plymouth is actually a really big derby. So yeah, Exeter Plymouth is in very good. The next one, Fleetwood and Morecambe. It's one of them ones, isn't it? It's like not great or mid. I'm going to put it in mid, to give the benefit of the doubt, you know. Yeah, I don't even know this one. I don't know. I simply don't know who this is. So, goodbye. Forest v Derby. That is a derby. Get it? Nah, that was so bad. Sorry. Yeah, very good derby in my opinion. Yeah, Derby have obviously dropped down to League One now. So unfortunate. I really was praying for them to stay up last season, but it just wasn't enough for what they were achieving. Preston v Blackpool. I don't know a lot about this one. I know Blackpool have pretty decent fans, but I'm not sure about Preston. I don't know what's going on there, so I'm going to put it in mid, but yeah. Newcastle Sunderland. Enough said. That's going in the best rivalries in the UK. Absolute despise from both sets of fans. It's one of the biggest rivalries in the UK, so it's got to be in the top tier 100%. I did go to Sunderland away, and unfortunately I missed out on Newcastle away. Obviously I go to the 5-1 loss and not the 1-0 win, but yeah, I watched it on the telly. It was a brilliant day. I bet every Cambridge fan that was there was absolutely buzzing. Next one, Aston Villa versus Birmingham. The Brummie Derby. Yeah, best rivalry in the UK, 100%. It's definitely up there. a moment that will sit right in my head for literally forever is Jack Grealish scoring against Birmingham the last minute after he got punched in the face by that Birmingham fan. I think that's just the perfect ending to the fairy tale. And yeah, that was brilliant. So yeah, Villa Birmingham, definitely up there. Cardiff v Swansea. Now obviously Cambridge played Cardiff yesterday as of recording and lost 3-2 unfortunately, but oh well, it's a friendly and they're better than us. So, but this is about the derby. Cardiff Swansea, sorry. I'm going to put it in very good. I think it's a very good Welsh derby. Don't know too much about the teams, but I do know that there is some hatred there because I do know quite a few Swansea fans that do not like Cardiff at all. Cheltenham v Forest Green. Now I do not know anything about this, so I'm going to put it in not great. Let's move on to the next one. Lincoln v Grimsby. I don't think it's that much of a derby, to be fair. Mansfield v Lincoln. I'm going to put mid. Not too sure about it. Now this is what I was on about earlier. MK and Wimbledon. This is a very, very good derby. Obviously, the history between both of the clubs definitely cements that derby, and it is probably one of the biggest lower league derbies that there is. Yeah, MK Wimbledon, pretty big derby. Norwich Ipswich is probably it's a toss up between very good and one of the best. I'm actually going to put it in very good because I don't think it's like Man U Liverpool level, but there is a lot of hatred between the two clubs. Yeah, I'm just going to put them in very good. Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, also very good derby. I did go to Hillsborough away, but did lose 6-0. So, yeah, that's probably a day to forget. Yeah, we're just going to move on swiftly. Sunderland, Middlesbrough. I think it's mid. It's obviously nothing comparing to Sunderland and Newcastle, but it is on the coast, innit? So, yeah. And last but not least, Everton versus Liverpool. One of the best rivalries in the UK. You can't say anything else. Yeah, the Merseyside derby is pretty good. See, the thing with these derbies are, if you do not go to the games, your opinion will probably be very different to mine. But as someone that goes to the games week in, week out and sees everything, yeah, I think this is the final list that I'm going to be putting up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you do watch games on the telly, your list is going to be completely different because you don't get the atmosphere, you don't get the build-up, you don't get the pre-match, you don't get the after-match, you don't get anything. So you wouldn't know anything. You just watch the game on the TV and clap your hands. So yeah, as someone that goes to the games, I'm pretty sure this is pretty. I think I've done pretty well. I'm proud of myself for this. But anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you did enjoy, smash the like button. We're getting really close to 1,000 subscribers, and honestly, I can't believe it. 1,000's always been a dream of mine. So yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing to nearly get that. And when we do, it's going to be sick. Anyways. Yeah, pre-season starts soon, so we should be getting some vlogs out for you guys. Can't wait for the football season. But anyways, I'm going to see you in a bit. See you later. Peace out.